Hey guys, it's Travis coming at you for this week's topic on traveling. I fly everywhere. If you're a friend of mine on Facebook, then you know that I'm always going somewhere, and I've pretty much gone a good amount of months in a row traveling every month. So I've been through the regular metal scanners, the walkthroughs, and I've done the full body scan several times as well. That one's kind of fun though, because it's fun to get the looks off people's faces when they get the clearance of, yeah or no. They just kind of look at you weird. It's kind of funny, but I haven't had any issues. I've been going through the body scanners since they got them. But most airports, at least the ones I've flown out of, O'Hare, I don't think Midway has body scanners, but I'm not sure. I don't fly out of Midway that much, so I'm not quite sure. And then I've flown out of Bradley, out in Hartford, Connecticut. I don't remember if they had body scanners there, but I think they did, and they weren't using them. And then Dallas, I think, has body scanners too, and I've flown out of that airport as well. And Phoenix, but I don't remember if Phoenix had body scanners or not. But anyway, so I've flown out of a lot of airports, and I've never had a problem at any of these airports. You just go do your thing, make sure you strip everything out, and go walk through the normal ones. If you gotta go through the body scanner, then they make you stand like this, and you gotta turn sideways, and then you stand forward and stand there and wait for them to clear you and everything else like that. I haven't had any problems, but like I said, most of the airports I've gone to have both of them. They're running the old full doorway scanners, and then they run a line for the body scanners. And sometimes you just got to pay attention to which line you get into. You don't have to go into the body scanner unless they make you go into the body scanner, but they don't. I've never encountered that where they make somebody go into the body scanner line. So predominantly, from my experience, you have a choice as to which line you can go through. So if you don't want to do the body scanner, then obviously try and get yourself into the line that goes through the old style scanner. I've never traveled with, well, no, I have. I traveled to Mexico with a strap-on, but I checked that bag, so I didn't have to go through the carry-on with it going through the thing. So I don't really know how that goes, but I'm pretty sure if you just kind of make sure it's on top, that way if they need to look through your stuff, they can just open it up and be like, oh, that's what that is, and maybe they won't whip it out for all the public to see. But I don't know. Like I said, I checked that bag, so I didn't have that problem. I also don't pack, so I don't know how that would affect the body scanner process. But if you do pack, I'd say try and gear yourself towards the old style metal scanners, because you're not showing anything. I did travel while I bound, and again, I never had any problems. I didn't go through the body scanners though at that time. I don't think they had them at the airports when I did that. But I don't think they can really do anything to you if you end up in a body scanner and they scan it and see that you're wearing a brace. I mean, I'm pretty sure they're not going to make you take it off. But again, I'm not sure. I've had that problem. I haven't had to do that. So again, if you bind, if you pack, try to gear yourself towards the older style scanner if you can. That way you don't have to deal with any complications in the body scanner. But I'm pretty sure it'll just see right through it, so I don't think that'll be an issue. I think you just might get a weird look from somebody, but they've never said anything to me. I've gotten weird looks, and it's just kind of funny. But other than that, I don't really think it'd be a problem. As far as ID ticket information, obviously if you've flown before, your ticket, your boarding pass has to say the name that's on your driver's license. Again, I traveled before I changed my name as well, but I didn't have any problems. They just kind of look at you weird. As long as your picture matches, obviously if you have an older picture on your driver's license, that might cause you some problems. you might want to go out and just get a state ID with an updated picture and use that to travel with. But no one's really said anything to me as far as questioning when my gender marker said something different or not. So, I mean, you just kind of have to deal with that. They can't prohibit you as long as your name matches your boarding pass and the picture looks like you or somewhat relevant to you. They can't prohibit you from boarding a plane. I did have an encounter though coming through customs when I was coming back from Mexico to the States. I had my old passport, and that picture was from when I was like 17, so I had like long hair, and then I went down to Mexico and I had short hair and sideburns, I think. I don't think I really had facial hair at that time, or I wasn't really growing it out. But I gave the guy my passport, and he thought it was my girlfriend at the time's passport, and I was like, no, that's my passport. I was like, do you want to see my driver's license? He's like, yeah, I better see that too. So I had to give him my driver's license, which had a current picture, so that he could verify that it was my passport, and I was who I was saying I was, which I thought was kind of funny because obviously I got out of the United States and into Mexico somehow. I'm pretty sure I didn't just go out and steal some random person's passport to get back into the States, but I don't know what this guy was talking about. But again, I mean, that was just a minor hiccup, and it was just like, whatever, dude, you know, here's my picture ID, blah, 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 I guess that's me, you know, and that's the extent of it. I didn't get held up anywhere and have any kind of problems like that or whatnot, so again, not a big issue, just a little awkward and kind of like, yeah, alright, yeah, okay, and go on with the situation. But, yeah, you deal with that until you get your name changed, until your name matches the way you look. You just get used to that awkwardness. You know, it's just kind of sweep it under the rug and move on with your day. You can't really let yourself get hung up on that, because if you don't have the dough to change your name, then obviously you're stuck with what that is. But like I said, overall, I haven't had any problems traveling whatsoever. I have never traveled with my tea and needles, so I'm not really sure how you would get those onto the plane if you were just having a carry-on. I usually try to do my shot before I go, or I'll do an extra dose when I get back, so I'll give myself like a double shot when I get back if I'm going out of town for a week or something like that. I've never gone on a trip long enough to where I would need to take my tea with me. I think then you might need a doctor's note. I'm not really sure how you get the needles on the plane. I think you'd have to check with the airline to find out what their policy is, because I would assume they'd have to have some kind of policy in place for people who are like diabetics or whatnot and have to have their, you know, prescriptions with them that have to be administered via needle. So maybe you need a doctor's note of some sort, but again, you'd have to look into the individual airline to find out what their policy is about that. So yeah, I think that's the gist of it. Basically, if you bind and pack, aim for the traditional scanners versus the body scanners. If you want to have fun and freak people out a little bit, go for the body scanners. They're really not that bad, and sometimes that line is shorter because people don't want to go to that line. Just be you, do your thing. Go, hand your person your ID, hand them boarding pass, they'll look at you, look at the picture, look at you again because your name's weird and they don't think that name fits you, but they'll just, you know, mark it off and give you, go on your way. So, like I said, I travel a lot. I've never had a problem traveling, and I've traveled a lot for the past, my entire life. So, it's not a big deal. You just have to get past the awkwardness if you haven't changed your name yet. You just kind of got to get used to that. But like I said, if your picture is old on your driver's license, either get the picture updated if you can, otherwise get a state ID with a current picture and then just use that for your traveling purposes. But yeah, I guess that's the gist of it. So I hope you guys have a good week, and I will see you next week, and that's all I got for you. So take care.